What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going. Let's get this party started.
That wasn't as good as the other one.
It had to be like more smooth, huh?
Yes.
Anyway, before we get started, make sure
Why
you guys...
am I drinking kombucha and you're drinking Trulies? I have like a
'Cause
bottle of wine.
You look like you should be drinking kombucha. You guys got to watch the podcast. But make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Let us know if it's working, because I made some updates. And yeah, it should be available for everybody, I hope.
Actually, yes.
Actually, it
so
is?
my assistant, Kayla, went on. She always had problems getting
Your
on.
partner.
And while she was here, my partner, my friend, yes. She went on and was able to get on.
It was working?
So she was like, yay.
Nice. All right. Oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you guys go to our website, you'll see all the ways that you can follow the show, all of our social media.
Before you do that, when you log on, when you go onto the website, give it a few seconds.
And the resource list will pop up.
Yes.
And what you have to do is just give us your name and your email, and it'll give you access to the resource list, which has a bunch of books and videos and podcasts and things that have helped open our minds to different perspectives on things. And more importantly than that, with this podcast, some things that we might get into. I might say some crazy stuff that will get the show taken off the air. Well, it can't get taken off the air, but maybe taken down from YouTube or Facebook or wherever the heck. So if you guys want to stay in touch with us and you want to make sure that you can always get the show, make sure that you send us or you sign up for that resource list so we have your name and email and we can communicate with you guys directly. Another thing is I hate like spam. So if
you like spam.
Oh, hell no.
Spam and eggs.
Well, not that kind of spam. I like spam and eggs. But dude, if I'm asking for your name and email, I can promise you that I'm not just going to be spamming stuff. You know what I mean? It'll be something that has some value. And yeah, and the best thing that you guys could do to support the show is to share it with somebody that you know. Share one of our clips. Make sure you guys go to our Opposites Attract Podcast Clips channel on YouTube. And you can also find our clips on Facebook. But yeah, share our clips with people and let them know that the podcast exists, that you found something that you like, something that maybe changed your mind about something, or something that, you know, you found interesting, and share it with somebody else. And let them know to like and subscribe, comment, all that stuff.
And if you would like to support the show in a different manner, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod and buy us an alcohol beverage or a coffee.
Yeah, or a kombucha.
And you can actually subscribe to that on a monthly basis.
Yep. Buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
Yes.
Sweet.
So, do I look tanner? Do I look
you
like
do.
I got a
You
tan
got a little.
today?
You got a little color.
Shoot, I got a whole lot of color. What do you mean? I was like, holy smokes.
Dude, we had a hell of a hike today.
Yes.
It was a good one.
It was a good one. I prefer like the incline, right? It was kind of tough for me because I was wearing my bare feet. Or what are those shoes?
Yeah, like barefoot shoes.
Yes. And rocks galore, like trail of nothing but rocks. But then once we started climbing, I love climbing. That was really fun.
Yeah. I should have worn mine too. I wasn't thinking about it, but those shoes are really good, like for like strengthening your feet. This is another example of those things. Like, who the hell knows what's what, or what is true, what is good and what is not? Because you hear people talk about, oh, those shoes that are zero drop shoes, or the barefoot shoes, or the ones that are flat. Those are bad for your back because it has no arch support and all this other shit. But then there's other people that say that's the way we were supposed to be walking. And the fact that you're wearing these shoes with these giant cushions keeps your feet from developing the strength and the muscle that it should, because when you step on a big rock the way you're supposed to, like, your feet curve around the rock and you push off of it, and there's different muscles in your feet, and you can feel it when you wear those shoes.
So I love those shoes. I mean, I have a crap load of tennis shoes, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even wear them. I wear them to the gym. I wear them hiking. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, and they have zero arch. They're just flat
And my
bottom
feet,
shoes.
though, even though like I work out in those shoes, today was a different kind of workout for my feet because I can feel
the rocks and all that.
The muscles, whatever I was using in my feet today, they feel the way my legs feel when I'm working out on legs.
But
like
your feet specifically.
Yes, my feet. My feet.
That's good. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah. No, it really is.
But we've been talking about this a lot lately, actually right before the podcast. It's just like nowadays it is so hard to figure out what is what. You know, because like I said, people will say, oh, those are bad for your back. Those are going to mess up your knees. Those are going to mess up your hips. But it's like, well, it seems like it's strengthening my feet and maybe you'll have better balance with it. But then you'll have a doctor that says, no, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that is one example of many today.
Listen to your body. Listen to your body. I know that when I wear them, I feel stronger. I feel grounded. Like I have a very firm stance, right? Especially when I'm lifting and I'm like squats, jump squats, like all of that.
Well, you hear that from people that work out. Like there's not necessarily, I'm wearing a pair right now that I got from my Aunt Vicky for my birthday. But you hear that from people that work out that those shoes are good for lifting, you know, for like squats and deadlifts, like to have flat feet, you know, like, and a good, I guess a good style of those that you can just pick up are like Vans, I think are flat like
Converse.
that. And the Chucks, the Converse Chucks, those are flat too. They don't have any, like the Nikes, they all have the arch support and all that. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Listen to your body.
Hey, if you want a pair, go to our website, go to support the show, click on Amazon and go buy you a pair.
There you go. Click through the link.
So anyways, today we decided I wanted to take the kids hiking again.
Yeah.
I took them yesterday and it was really good. We had a really good time. The kids were struggling. I don't know what was up with them.
The kid was struggling.
Audrey was struggling as well.
Was she?
So, yeah, Joey was doing well, actually. He just had to take a rest.
We had to adjust.
I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about yesterday when I took them.
Okay. Sorry.
Right? And so Joey likes to call us prehistoric.
Yeah. Ancient, prehistoric. He talks about our old backs.
And so, dude, I really enjoy hiking.
Yeah.
I love the burning sensation of my legs and my butt, like when I'm on incline, and that's what it was. And he was starting to complain, and I'm like, hold up. I'm like, your prehistoric mom, who you call prehistoric, is kicking your butt up this mountain right now.
Yep.
And he tried to kind of go in circles, but he did it.
Yeah.
And he did so well, because usually Joey is fighting us like the entire way up there.
Yeah.
And then today that hike was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Like for him to make it
power
all the way,
through
it was 4 miles.
No, I'm super proud of him.
You know, and he did so well. And I was listening to your guys' conversations, and I was just admiring you. You know, just listening to you talk to him, and just the wisdom that you were dropping to help him to see the benefits and just working through the pain. Like, even though he was uncomfortable, just going through it, walking through it. But also, he didn't feel alone in it as well, because you were side by side. You were right there by him.
Yeah. And yeah, it was good. He was struggling today, you know, because the hike was a little bit longer. I'm looking at it now. It was a 4.27 mile hike with 2 kids, and he's just turned 12.
Yes.
And I mean, we're hiking up to a cave in a mountain, and you know, he had packed this backpack full of water, and he had his binoculars, and I don't think he had like too much stuff. It's just that he's little or younger, and it's, you know, when you're hiking for 4 miles, it gets heavy, you know.
It's balance as well.
And it was also, the sun was out. He's white as shit, you know, and he was getting hot. And I was watching him. And for a moment there, I was like, I don't know, we might need to turn around and go back. you know, but I was like, I'm just going to keep an eye on him. And then I was like, you know what? Just give me all your stuff, you know, and I'll throw it in my backpack. And I was wearing a hat that I was wetting, and it's got like this gel stuff to kind of keep you cool. So I took that off and I put that on him. And then I just started wetting his shirt down and wetting his back down. And I'm like, just, you don't have to go fast. Just put one foot in front of the other. I don't want you like really exerting yourself. We just need to keep moving. That's it. You know? And then little by little, after, you know, he had everything off his back and he was wet a little bit and he started cooling off. I mean, maybe he was just overheating and he was, you know, working hard, you know, like it was maybe too much for him. Then he started feeling a little bit better, but it was still tough all the way up, you know, and it was over an hour to get up to the top, to the cave, you know? So, and then once we got up there, then, you know, we got to chill for a little bit and eat and kind of replenish and then kind of get his mind right to go back down. And on the way down, he crushed it. You know, he
was just talking to you.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It was sweet.
Yeah. And I did, like, I was just telling him, like, dude, I'm super proud of you. And I told him, I was like, you're tougher and you're stronger than you think you are. I was like, I was like, trust me, I know you are tougher and stronger than you think you are. You're more capable than you think you are. And a lot of times that's the same for all of us. There's so many times where we come up to challenges and you think, oh, I can't. And that's a normal thing. I can't. Or, you know, maybe I'm not cut out for this or whatever.
Yes.
Just fucking stick in it. Put one foot in front of the other and you'll be all right. You know? And another thing that I was telling him, I'm like, sometimes you're doing things and you don't have an option. You know? So what you have to look around and do is, am I going to be able to do this? If I can't do it the way I'm doing it now, then I need to adjust. There's something that I need to adjust.
I love
this backpack is too heavy. Like, I need to cool myself off. Like, that's what I was looking at him. I'm like, okay, let's get the backpack off of him. Let's put the hat on him. Let's wet him down a little bit. And then he started getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm like, if you were still wearing that backpack and you didn't have the hat and you would have not made it up there. You know? So we have to adjust to accomplish the things that we want to do.
That's having that balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's having that balance.
And the other thing that I was telling him is to have like a different, I just wanted him to know the differences in mindset, because my mindset is that no matter what, if anything was to ever happen, I will fucking climb this mountain 10 times if I need to in a day to get him and carry him out, carry you out, carry Audrey out. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yep. The other day, was there anything else that you were going to share regarding that?
No, it was a special moment. And then we all kind of hung out up in the cave and yeah.
Then we came home and jumped in the pool and it felt so good.
Yeah. Dude, I was exhausted afterwards. And I was like,
so was
I was like, dude, these kids fucking crushed it. I was so proud of them.
I know. So we have been on this growth mission.
Yeah.
And I wrote a post and it just, you know, with the coaching business, with you and I working out, you posted a picture of your results.
Yeah.
And before you had posted your pictures, I had posted a picture of
you in the gym.
And I was just thinking about us. And I was thinking about coaching and why would someone hire me as a coach? And I started looking at all like the different areas in my life, in our life.
Yeah.
And started to grade myself. Like, where am I in my relationship from a 1 to 10? Where would you grade us from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest in our relationship? I want to see if you give us the same number, get the same number.
9.5.
That's good.
9.
Okay. So I said 8. But that's high. Like people are like, what? You know, and it's just because we're still learning, we're still growing. We're going to continue to learn and grow. Like that's no matter what. What would you say our number would be when it comes to finances?
7.
Good job. Yeah, no, that's what I gave us. A 7.
Yeah, okay.
Because now it's just like building, right?
Yeah.
It's like building now. It's like creating that wealth, right? Creating wealth. And then our parenting
Some
skills.
people are at like -4.
And then parenting. What would you grade us at?
8.
Like, so, you know, and there's different areas. There's like your mental health.
Yeah.
Or some people call it spirituality, whatever, right? Like look at your life and see where you are. And that's what I was doing. Like, why would someone hire me? Am I living what I'm practicing?
Yeah. I'm curious. What would you grade your mental health?
Man, I would say a 6.
What? Really? A 6? Why?
Because there's so much to learn. Like there's just so much to.
I'm talking about like mental health in the sense of.
Like enlightenment or just like health? Like
no, because I think the more you learn that you have more to learn.
That's how I feel.
Yes, but that comes from experiences and from learning a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, I wouldn't give you a 6.
What would you give
Because
me?
I think mental health, like if you struggle mentally with things and you see things in a way that's not correct.
Maybe I'm thinking more of my like spirituality, my enlightenment, my like waking, you know, just.
What would you give my mental health? What do you think?
I feel that you are very high. I feel.
You would grade mine higher than yours?
I would say we're about the same.
So we're both 6s.
No, well, the way you put it, like mental health, I would say like 7, 8.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like we are pretty.
'Cause I can get crazy sometimes.
You can. You're fucking crazy, but
anyway,
we balance each other out.
Yeah.
But it's good. When I started doing this, I just started self-reflecting.
Yeah.
And I wrote a post. Is it okay if I read it? It's my damn podcast. I'm going to read it. No,
okay,
it's our podcast. It's not. It's just a couple of weeks ago, I posted some pictures of me at the gym. By the way, this is a relationship podcast and everything else, but this is a good post for you if you are in, you know, relationship, married, whatever, to really think about. So while I'm reading it, read it about you or listen to it about you. A couple of weeks ago, I posted some pictures of me at the gym. I received some questions on how I stayed disciplined. Well, you know that saying, behind every successful man is a strong woman. My husband and I are that for each other. We have grown together. We have overcome many challenges mentally and physically. When life comes at us, we come together. We held each other through our dark times and celebrated our wins. When I felt weak, he was my strength, and I was that for him. There were times when we were disconnected and needed time to reconnect. We learned to respect each other's space and the time needed. We learned how to take responsibility for our actions and recognize when our ego and pride was playing a role. We learned how to communicate and learned how to listen to each other. We started our healing journey together many years ago. Our eyes were open when we realized how our childhood traumas were playing a role in our actions. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
I was my first client and didn't even realize it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
You were my second client. I didn't.
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't put that in there, but I just thought about that.
Yeah.
As I started to learn more about me and my behaviors, I shared with Miguel. Together, our eyes were opened. We started breaking free from our past. We hold each other accountable. When we work together, we are an unstoppable force. We are leading by example. Our children see us and we see them. We are breaking generational patterns one after another. And when I thought about that, like breaking the patterns.
Yeah.
When it comes to parenting, when it comes to marriage, we both came from broken homes.
Yeah.
When it comes to finances.
When it comes to just the mental state, period.
Yes.
So maybe we should be higher than a 6.
When I started thinking about that, I was just filled with so much gratitude and so proud of us. And that's what I wrote. Like, you know, I'm so proud of how far we've come. It's constant awareness. And every day we focus on being better than yesterday, even if it's just 1%. I'm so proud of my man. I'm proud of us and how far we have come. And I put pictures of you flexing, me flexing, my retreat, the new business, a picture of me. And in the back, it says uplift millions.
Yeah.
Because that there is where my heart sits, to uplift millions.
Yeah.
To help people to break free from the chains and shackles of their mind, really, the conditioning. You hear me talk about this all the time, and it is the key. It is the key to joy and unconditional love and peace, recognizing that everything you're looking for is within you.
Yeah. Yep. There was something that you said. It's just the word that stood out, or the phrase that stood out when you were reading that. And it's leading by example. That is something that always for me like stands out. Like something that I always have focused on. And it's funny because we were listening to something just a little while ago. It's from this YouTube channel called After School. No, but they mentioned, they were talking about leadership and courage. It's this channel's called After School. Super interesting. It's called Stoned Ape and Fungal Intelligence with Paul Stamets. Definitely suggest you guys check it out and see what you think about it. But when it comes, like, I think the foundation, this is a relationship podcast, a parenting podcast for the most part. And leadership is the foundation of everything. And in order to lead, I feel that the best way to lead is to lead by example, you know? And that's why, like, when we were talking, like you were giving me credit of doing, you know, helping you and doing this stuff. And I was already getting on track to doing the things that I need to do, to lose weight, to get in shape, you know, focusing more on work. But then, you know, you're growing your business and you're like, I really need somebody to help me be accountable, to like get up and do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And I knew I'm struggling with waking up early. Yes, I'll work out, but a lot of times I'm not waking up early to work out because I don't feel like waking up early, you know? So I'll just wake up when I need to go to work, whenever fucking work tells me that I need to wake up, instead of waking up when I need to wake up for myself. You know, so many times we will let others dictate our life for us, you know? So when you were telling me that you want me to help you out and hold you accountable and all this stuff, the only way that I know how to do it is if I do it myself first. I can't be holding you accountable on shit that I'm not holding myself accountable. So as soon as you told me and I decided, all right, I'll start helping you be more accountable to your business, to getting up and doing the things that you need to do. And it was like right then, I was like, all right, from now on, pull-ups are no longer happening whenever the fuck I feel like it. They will happen at 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. And then we, you know, that, and same goes for the kids. Like they have to, you can't just talk about this shit.
Yes. That's where a lot of parents have that disconnect, because they're speaking versus teaching.
Yeah. And the other part of leadership is also kind of like what we were saying, is like adapting and humility. is a huge part, because leadership is not sometimes people, especially in the military, people have the wrong idea of what it's like in the military. It's like, just shut up, private, and do this. And it's like, maybe, but that's not, that's just a stereotype. That's not the way you get anybody to do things. Like, if you really want to get things done the most efficient, the best way possible, that's not the way you do it. Just barking orders at people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then when you make a mistake, you own up to it. Mm-hmm. That's how people know that they can trust you as a leader, not just fucking blah, blah, blah. You say whatever. And then when you make a mistake, you make excuses for your mistake and you blame it on other people and other things. You take ownership. You have humility. You know?
You don't even realize those that are watching until you get a call or you get a comment. So we have a friend, Dominic, and his girl, and she read my post and she put a comment and she's like, I never could put the words together to describe our relationship, like something like that, not word for word, but she's like, and this is exactly Dominic and I. And she's like, thank you so much. And it's so cool because the following day after I put that post up, she put a post about her and Dominic saying that we went to the workout together at the gym and then we went and had a healthy meal. Thank you, Sonja.
Yeah.
For leading by example. Like, you never know like who's watching and who you're helping. Like,
just by doing your best.
No, there's so many times that you and I will run into someone that we haven't really spoken to in a while, and all of a sudden they're like, I love your podcast. Yeah. And we're like, what?
Yeah,
right?
That's
especially those that just it's so unexpected.
It's like, oh yeah, that is why we do this.
Right.
So that other people can listen to it.
See, but that's why you all need to let us know, right? With a comment
that you're listening, because we just think we're talking to ourselves.
Like, which I don't mind talking to you. It's all good, but you know.
Yeah. You know what and by the way, Dominic, man, he's moved to Tucson. And he's got a new gym that he's trained at. Yeah.
Okay.
And man, I miss that. I miss him. Yeah. I miss seeing him at the gym and training with him. Yeah. Maybe we got to go out to Tucson and roll around over there. But I just had I don't know if maybe I kind of put something together. But for everybody that's listened to this podcast for the past 6 months, past year, we've talked about a lot. About the struggles that we've had with Joey, the struggles that we've had with his reading and with school and with math and with jujitsu and with doing the hard things that he needs to do. Today, he fucking destroyed a 4.27 mile hike up a mountain. When did these changes start happening?
Not overnight.
No. No, but when did they actually start happening?
Oh, it seemed.
Was it right around the time that we both started putting stuff together? Like, I'm going to hold you accountable. You hold me accountable. Let's like really buckle down and start doing some shit.
Wow. Seems like
leading by example. Is that what happened? Is that what made the difference? Because what a coincidence that it starts happening right around the same time.
I don't know. But we've always worked out. Like you know what I'm saying? There were times where
Yes, but you haven't always gotten up early. And neither did I. And we kind of, we do what we maintain. Mm-hmm. Maintaining is not leading. Leaders don't fucking maintain. They get busy. And maybe when I'm telling him to get busy, he's like, fuck you, you don't get busy in his head.
I don't think that's so. That's just a coincidence.
No, because I think he can see also what we're capable of. Were you doing what you were capable of before?
Yes.
Was
and
I?
Trust Inc?
No.
Yes. My other business?
Babe, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about before a few weeks back. Like you're growing the business. Yeah, I'm putting out podcasts, doing clips and doing stuff. But are we doing what we were capable of, or are we kind of maintaining or not maintaining, but
No, I see what you're saying. Like, are we pushing ourselves to do?
we weren't getting out of our comfort zone.
Right.
Right. So once we start getting out of our comfort zone, he started getting out of his comfort zone. Isn't that kind of about the same time that it happened? I think so. And I can tell you, he's been crushing it lately. He had an incredible week at jiu-jitsu. And it's not something that he's enjoyed, but little by it, the coach told me yesterday. He's like, dude, something's different with Joey. And I'm like, yeah. You know, and this is what we need to build on. These are those cookies in the cookie jar. You know, where when you're having a hard time, you can go to your cookie jar and be like, look, this is something that I've done before. I've been here before. I've accomplished this before. I know I can. Yeah. And you build on those moments.
It seemed very familiar with Audrey as well.
What do you mean?
All of a sudden, she just seemed like overnight, she just changed. She started doing her homework. She started doing well. I didn't have to be on her. She started getting straight A's. She started, you know, working out, getting up in the morning. Like, it just seemed like all of a sudden, like, and I asked her about that. And she's like, I just got tired of you guys writing me. Pretty much. That's what she said. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And she's like, and I decided that was enough. So that's when I started taking care of business. I was like, interesting. Because I wanted to find out, when did that moment happen? But they're two different kids too.
Yeah.
You know? But I remember worrying about her. And it's so funny because the worry was coming from my own fear. All we can do as parents is lead by example. Lead and be there for them. Build that relationship so that they can come to you when they're going through tough times, when they're going through challenges and they're going through struggles. Instead of them turning to a friend, they will turn to you.
Yeah. And I think, like we were talking about a minute ago, you have to have the humility. And there also has to be, there's a lot of parents that they have like a friend relationship with their kid. And you might think that they'll talk to you as a friend or whatever. I mean, you have to have that relationship, but it's not a friend relationship. You're still a parent, you know, and they should feel comfortable enough to come to you for wisdom or shit, I messed up.
Yes.
And the person that I want to go to help me through this is my mom.
Yes.
Is my dad.
Yes. Yes.
And that comes from leadership.
Yeah, there has to be boundaries within the parent, like within the relationship itself.
Yeah. Yep. Make sure you guys go to our website. Like we said before, oppositeattract.podcast.com. Like we said, it's working again. And you can find all the ways that you can follow us there. You can also search Opposites Attract Podcast or at Opposite Pod on all the different social medias on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. You can find us at Opposite Pod. And if you want to support the show, you can click on the Support the Show tab, like Sonja was saying, and click on the Amazon link. Anything that you purchase through that link doesn't cost you any extra, but it helps us out. We'll get a little kickback when you guys purchase stuff. If you guys are getting stuff for Halloween or the holidays are coming up, buy it through the Amazon link and you'll help us out.
Yes. Are you excited for next month? I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So next month, one of my friends decided to he's turning 40. We're all turning 40 around the same time. I'm already 40. And some of us are a little bit older, a little younger. But these are all friends of mine. I was telling you, these are like my day one homies. Like, we were all like 5 years old growing up in New York.
That's so nuts. 5 years old.
Yeah. I mean, for me, yeah, like about 5 years old, 6 years old. And we lived in this giant apartment building, like 6 stories. And I was on the 5th floor. My friend Juan was on the 5th floor. We had friends on the 6th floor, friends on the 3rd floor, friends on the 2nd floor. And whenever we would go play, I mean, like just like here, they'll go knock on doors. We would ride the elevator up, go pick him up, go down to the 2nd floor, pick him up, go to the 3rd floor, pick them up. And we just all hung out together. And we all stayed close since we were little. And now one of my friends decided, he's like, hey, I'm going to throw something for my 40th. It'd be cool if you guys came. And then just little by little, it's like, hey, I think I can make it. I think I can make it too. And now we're all just going to get together and celebrate his birthday, but just all of us getting together. And I'm super excited to see all my friends. It's going to be fun. And I'm excited to take you with me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
To see all you and your homies.
It's going to be cool.
It is.
Dude, it's so crazy, like thinking about that time. I mean, I guess when you're 40, you look back at certain things in your life. It's like a different life. It's almost like a different life, it's a different world. Like I live in Arizona. We're hiking in the mountains. There's like coyotes and shit and rattlesnakes. In New York, we had rats in subways. Like riding to Times Square on trains.
We were talking about your Halloween.
Oh my God.
Halloween and how you guys celebrated your Halloweens.
Wait till we get together. They can tell you some stories too.
Yes.
Like Halloween is hard to believe the way it was in New York. It was freaking crazy. You had to be 18 to buy eggs because people would go bombing is what we would call. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. That's a
bad word.
Oh no. Well, you guys might only be able to listen to this wherever you get the podcast because it's probably getting taken down. But that's what we would call it, the B word. And it was just like throwing eggs in your backpack. And once the sun went down, it was like the kids would go out, the little kids would go out and go trick-or-treating or whatever. And once it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock, once the sun really went down and it was turning nighttime, the teenagers and the bigger kids would come out. And we had backpacks full of eggs, like maybe 4 dozen eggs in our backpack. And we would just throw eggs at the other kids that were out in the street. And little by little, we would like chase them down and then find out that we know them. Then they would join our crew and then we would go find other people and chase them down, throw eggs at them, and they would throw eggs at us. And I remember like the power truck I was telling you, like it was deliberate that the power truck would be out. I don't know if it's like a morale type of thing because we would destroy those trucks. They would be driving slow down the block and we would just light them up full of eggs, shaving. I don't even know how they used to see because their windshields, we would spray it and then like it was unsafe. And then hit them with eggs. But then you have assholes that start throwing batteries and onions and shit. And it's like, this isn't even fun. Freezing their fucking eggs and throwing them. You get hit with a frozen egg. It's like, what the fuck was that? You know? Oh my God. But it was like some of the best memories ever. Yeah.
That's insane. Halloween, it sounds like a movie, like something that happens in the movies, not something that happens in reality.
Halloween in the 90s. I don't know if it was like that all over the city. But in Flushing, Queens, it was just hard to imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. It was so much fun.
Did you ever get busted? I remember you telling me the cops would stop you guys.
Yeah. The cops wouldn't really mess with us, but they would be out. There would be a few cops out walking the streets and stuff like that. And if they caught you, they would have you open up your backpack. And obviously you have eggs in your backpack, so they're like, dump it. And you would dump your eggs on the street. So you bust all your eggs. And then a lot of times we're wearing hoods because we're wearing masks and we got the hoodie on and the sweatpants so we could run. and they would like smack your pockets. Smack your pockets, and then you have like the hood that has like the one pocket in the front. They smack your pocket, and then in your hood, the back of your hood, they would smack your hood too. And if you have eggs in your pockets, they're just busting right inside your hood. Your
dad
sweatpants.
Never busted you or got
he
pissed
knew.
off because you were using the eggs.
Oh no, we had to go buy our eggs.
You had to go buy your eggs.
Yeah, there was one. I was telling you, there was 1 year where I prepared, and because like I said, I think it was like the month of October. You had to be 18 to buy eggs. So I was buying eggs before that. And whenever I would get a little bit of money, I would go buy another dozen eggs. So by the time Halloween came around, I had like 20 dozen eggs at the house. So if the cops stopped me and made me drop all my eggs, I would just run back to the house, fill up my backpack again, and then go back out. And it was fun.
Sounds like fun. Sounds dangerous too, though. I wouldn't want to get hit with a freaking frozen egg.
Yeah. I've seen people get hit with freaking batteries, onions. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm excited to meet all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I met Juan, right?
You met Juan.
Okay.
You met Francisco. You met Robert. And that was a while back. That was when Joey was a baby. He was little.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yes, and we get to hang out.
Yeah,
me and I.
We're gonna go to Georgia and Savannah, and then we're gonna go to South Carolina for a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yes,
go sightseeing.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there was something that I don't know how we had gotten into it.
We get into all kinds of shit.
But like some of the things that should be taught in school. I can't remember exactly how we started getting into it. Maybe it was because like child support and all that kind of stuff that is a thing. Like these are things that are, you should like take care of your kids and all that. But the system that we have is just completely screwed up.
Yes.
And I know this from experience, from tons of experience. And I was kind of thinking like in school.
Not that he has tons of kids.
Not that I have tons of kids. I've just had experience fucking going to court for all this shit. But, sorry, get a little. But
there's some healing that needs to take place there. He was just triggered.
Sorry. No, but I was like, of all the shit that they teach in school, like with everything as jacked up as it is, like the system, they should have a class that teaches about these things, because you get into a situation and it'll change your life. You know, like not just child support, growing up as a single parent for girls. What is that like? They should talk about that. You know, choosing a partner, the effects of growing up in a broken home, how that perpetuates maybe the situation that
child
you
development.
Maybe that's the situation that you grew up in, just to make kids aware of especially in high school, the decisions that they're making.
Dude, we need to talk to Audrey about this.
Yeah. Like choosing a partner, like how to choose a partner and not get involved with somebody that is going to try to control you, manipulate you. I mean, what the fuck are they teaching? I mean, there's some shit that is actually important that should be taught and learned by
and those
kids.
are the things that we, as parents,
well, we
teach.
have to.
And some of us don't even think about teaching those subjects. I mean, when you just mentioned about, you know, the consequences of, we talked about, I mean, she sees us. I've talked to her about it. Right? Like having a child at a young age and the struggles that comes with that. She hears my story with my mom and witnessing a single mother and the struggle and all of that.
Having dreams and then having to put everything on the back burner.
Yes.
Because now you have mouths to feed.
Yes. And she sees her cousin, you know, like she's seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, but the other subjects that topics that you mentioned, that's not something that's like on top of mind when you're parenting.
Yeah.
But it is important.
Yeah.
To help them to become aware of the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, just understanding that if you get into these situations, depending on where you're at or whatever, the system's not going to work in your favor. I mean, and it's not, maybe, I don't know if it's like a male female thing. I think maybe things are changing here and there, but it doesn't matter because a male could also take advantage of, like, there's just ways to take advantage of the system itself.
Yes. If you know how to, definitely.
Right?
For sure.
You can just use it and abuse it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some people are very crafty and they know how to use certain resources to the best of their benefit.
Yes. Yep. But there was something a couple weeks ago we were talking about something that I had said, and I couldn't remember at the time, that you had heard me talking to somebody over the phone. Where so that you don't come off as arrogant when you know something. Like, because there are times when you do have an expertise in something, but the way that you come across when you say something could make people either listen to you or just shut you out. Right? And I don't remember specifically the situation that I was talking about. Actually, it was I do remember. It was a work thing. Mm-hmm. And it's something where I work with a lot of engineers, but out of a lot of the people that I work with, I'm one of the very few people that has actually done the work that they design and that they've studied in theory. I've done it. So, but at the same time, they have a very high education and they're very smart. And I know they are. But I also know that I know. So we were going through this thing and people were sharing their opinions and I wanted to get my opinion across. And the phrase that I used was, I may be mistaken. And oftentimes I am. But this is, and then I just kind of got into what I wanted to say. But just saying I might be mistaken, that kind of just puts people at, okay, well, he's just kind of sharing. It's a different than, no, this is, if you do this, this is going to happen. And there's no way that you're going to be doing. Look, I've done this for 15 years, hands-on. You guys maybe studied it in books. Right. But I've been doing it. Right. They're going to be like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But when you come across as, I might be mistaken, and oftentimes I am, but this is what I've seen in my experience.
And even if you're right, because of the way you approached it, if you're being arrogant about it, they tuned you out.
Right away.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yep. So that's just a good phrase to kind of remember. I might be mistaken, but this is what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. Miguel comes up with these little things. Like when he writes an email and you want to sound smart.
No. That's not it. That's not it.
I know. No, there's another one.
No, it's for when I
or you write
when I write a paper.
There you go. When you write a paper.
I learned that one in high school. I got that shit embedded. I can't do that.
Here, let him share that one with you. Can you share that one with them, or do you not remember?
No. I remember. I don't remember the teacher's name. It was in English, my English class, and in Satellite, Florida, Satellite High School, and he said, whenever you're the last sentence of your paper, instead everybody writes in conclusion.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. He said, replace in conclusion with in the final analysis, one can infer that, and then you write your conclusion. He's like, that will sound, dude, I use that in fucking MIT.
I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep. And they're like, damn, this motherfucker's smart. I was like, shit, I learned that in high school. Yep.
So there are some good things that you learn.
Yeah.
In school.
Yeah, but what fucking good is that? I mean, what? So that I can get a grade on a paper?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, babe. It's been like we said, we've been on it more, like stepping it up, turning it up. And it's exciting. It's exciting, everything that's happening.
Yes. Everything we do today leads our tomorrow. And that's just something that I just constantly, it's just like, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? What's that 1%? And I don't always go for 1%, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing today?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I mean, we're 50 minutes into this thing and I don't want to like
get into something else.
Turn this into a fucking Debbie Downer thing, but
let's not do that.
No, but what I'm saying is like one of the things with getting like stepping it up and getting busy is also taking accountability of the things that are happening and being prepared for things that are happening, you know? And, you know, there's a lot of things happening in the world and we don't have to get into all of that today, maybe. But a lot of people just don't pay attention and don't prepare for stuff. Whether it's with your health, just with your ability to adapt. Because so many of us resist change. That's why we don't step it up or do whatever. Because it's like, I've been doing it like this. Like I'm comfortable.
Right.
I don't want to do more. Like this is what I've been doing. But once you start stepping it up, you start looking around and you're like, maybe I should prepare for this. Maybe I should prepare for that. Maybe we should fix this. Like it's the progression and you start realizing things that are happening, you know, and it's a good thing. And as a leader, like we've been talking about, you should be aware and you should be prepared for whatever the hell life throws at you. You should be able to handle it and ready. And have the mentality that whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, I'll do it. Yeah, that's kind of the conversation that I was having with Joey today while we were going up that mountain. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck what happens up here. I was like, I will come back and get every single one of you. If I have to fucking put you on my back and carry you back down.
It's
but you can't do that if you're not ready to do that.
Yeah. It's such a challenge. It's one of those things like with humans to have that self-discipline and to be consistent, right? Like be consistent because think about you and I have been together for 15 years. I remember us, oh my goodness, like years ago, it's eating healthy. I've pretty much have been in the gym since you and I have met.
Yeah.
But it's the consistency, just keeping it consistent, right?
Yeah.
Eating healthy, being consistent. Like, you know, the one thing with us that I've recognized is we have studied marriage, relationships. We've read books.
Yeah.
I continue to look up information.
Yeah.
On relationships,
on everything,
on communication,
on everything. We're watching a parenting video today.
You know, and it's important that we continue to do that. The one thing that we have not really studied, we started studying it and then it helped us become debt free. But now it's like the next level, right? Like we've been fighting to get to the next level of wealth. And that's something that I know that if we study, we will build. And we're in the process of doing it now.
Yes.
Right? Like being consistent, doing the thing that we need to do, trying to come up, not trying, but like putting goals in place, income goals in place, growth goals in place, just all of that. And when you think about it, when you think about all the areas, right? When you start to grade yourself and you see what's your weakest link, right?
Yeah.
And focus on that. But while you're focusing on that, you still have to balance everything. It's like a freaking what is it when they juggle? You're like
jugglers.
Yeah, you're like a freaking juggler, you know? You have all these plates spinning.
Yeah.
But they have to be balanced. Like you can't, it's if you do things that are not, I don't know the right word to put it, but like if you are working out 7 days a week and you are just nonstop, that's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance. It's like, are we going to eat healthy every day, all day? No.
And you have to be able to adapt.
If I want some ice cream,
yeah,
we're going to get some ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds good.
But I'm not going to eat the entire gallon or half a gallon. I'm going to get me a bowl and put 2 scoops in that and eat it as slow as I can to savor it.
Yeah. But where does all that stem from? Like, you said, like, now we are, like, we're working on these things, right?
Right.
Where does it all stem from? What is the beginning point where it starts? It all starts with discipline. I know Ian is going to like this. But
making a decision and taking action.
Like Jocko Willink, he talks about it. Discipline equals freedom. You start with the discipline in your health, and you're waking up early, and you're getting your workout in. It might suck, but you will feel better about yourself afterwards. Like, shit, I'm fucking tired, but damn, it's like the hardest part of my day is probably over already, you know? And then little by little, that discipline starts to accumulate and add up. And when you start having discipline in your health, then you can have the ice cream. It's not a big deal. But when you don't have that discipline and all you eat is ice cream, you get a heart attack. With money, if you don't have the discipline and all you do is put it on a credit card, then eventually they come take stuff and you're bankrupt. And then you can't buy the house that you want because you have the cars that who gives a fuck about just because you wanted to impress other people. You know? It's the discipline with the finances that allows you to do the things that you want in the future, that gives you the freedom to do the things that you want in the future. Right. The discipline with your health that allows you to do the things that you want in the future. I think I've mentioned it on here before, but I remember Joe Rogan talking about one of the big reasons, I don't know if it's true or not, but for people to get put into nursing homes is because they don't have legs strong enough to get up off the toilet. Like when they have to go to the bathroom, it's a little bit lower. So it's hard to like get your quads engaged to get up, to sit down and then get back off of it. So you need help. You know, it's like at the minute, like keep your health so that you can be independent in your later years. Right. But that comes with discipline.
Yeah. You're going to pay sooner or later.
And
I want to pay now.
And there was something that I was telling you, there's this app that we bought this scale. It's called, actually, I like it a lot. It's called, it's on Amazon. I think it's $20, dude. It's like super cheap. It has great reviews. Renpho, get it on our Amazon link. RENPHO, Renpho Health Scale. But this scale has like a little community thing. And I was telling you that I was going through here. Let me see if I could find it real quick, because the guy posted, after multiple heart attacks, I'm not giving his name. So after multiple heart attacks, open heart surgery for triple bypass, ulcerative colitis, high blood pressure, and diabetics, it was time for a change. And I was talking to Joey about that. I'm like, dude, some people make a change after they have a heart attack. After you accumulate all this stuff, but you've done so much damage by this point that now you're trying to change things. You don't want to do that. You want to have that discipline from the beginning so that you can have that freedom later on. Because at a certain point, you do too much damage and it's going to be too hard to recover from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Life is one big lesson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
There is so much. That's what I'm saying. There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
About you. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you.
It's funny because like jujitsu is like one of those things that it's kind of like life. Like once you start learning about it, kind of like before I ever started, I watch videos and I see it and I'm like, oh, I get the idea. I can see what they're doing, what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And then once you start doing it, you realize how little you actually know. Mm. And then the more you do it, you're like, holy shit, there's way more to this.
So much more.
There's way more to this than I could have ever imagined.
Yes. That's how I feel about my coaching. That's how life is. Constant growth, just constant growth, constant reading, constant doing, constant learning. And in order to be that coach, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
I put a post up. It's like, ask questions. When you are hiring a coach, ask questions.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be the biggest investment of your life and the most important investment in your life. And when I say biggest investment, it's in yourself, right? It's so many people spend so much shit, like money, on things that they don't need.
Yeah.
And the biggest investment is that they make is in a house.
We'll spend thousands of dollars on a trip to Vegas to go get fucking hammered.
Yes. To numb the pain.
To numb the pain, but you won't spend it. But you won't spend it to change your life. Because
I don't think they understand.
I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe.
Because I don't think I understood. Like when I hired my coach, when I put that out there, that investment, I had with him, I was already self-processing. I was already self-healing. I knew, but there was something I was not seeing. That I decided, okay, if I'm going to be a coach, I need to have a coach.
Yeah.
Experience that.
Yeah.
I need to experience what my clients are going to experience.
Yeah. And yeah, that's true. I think another thing is also that I think people know what's going to come. And like what we were talking about earlier, they're comfortable where they're at. They're comfortable. Maybe comfortable is not the right word, but they're used to where they're at. Because you can't be fucking comfortable being broke all the fucking time. You can't be comfortable being in debt all the time. You can't be comfortable being morbidly obese all the time. But you're used to it. And you know that when you start, it's going to suck. And it might be hard. That's why before I started working out or doing anything, it took so long to just fucking get started, because I knew that once I made the fucking decision, this is gonna fucking suck. But little by little, step by step, you get better, you get sore, you work over it, you overcome it, you start seeing changes, you start feeling motivated, and then everything starts changing. You start stacking a little bit of money. You start losing a little bit of weight. You start pushing yourself a little bit more at work, taking a little bit more responsibility. People start looking at you different. And then it starts to make sense. It starts adding up. And that's it. It's just that constant progression. And when does it end?
Never.
And you know what? I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end, because I always want to feel like I can get better.
Yes.
Right? And with that, make sure you guys go to our website. That's working again, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Make sure you guys sign up for that resource list. Share it with somebody that you know. Share a clip with your friends, with your family. Let them know to subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff.
All that good stuff. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast.
Where we get better
together. Bye.